Okay, so, you play as Jennifer, an 18-year-old orphan girl who mentally relives her traumatic childhood experiences for about 9 hours on a bus. Or a park. It's unclear thanks to the opening cinematic. Plot twist, the entirety of the game is in her head, so buckle up for some unrealistic fury. She is coaxed off of a bus by a little boy and wanders into a forest to find an orphanage. She explores it only to be shoved into a coffin and somehow transported into a blimp. Inside this blimp lies the Aristocrat Club, a social hierarchy created by the orphanage's child inhabitants, and Jennifer is placed at the bottom of the barrel. Super! After being poked in the face by a rat, the boy who led her into this crap demands Jennifer reads a bunch of stories regarding the orphans and a man named Gregory in order to remember something important. Remember, this is all in her head, and this game's journey is to discover what the fuck happened to her as a kid. And this is where I break the timeline, because this needs to make sense. Basically, Jennifer and her family were on a blimp headed to India when it crashed, killing everyone but her somehow. Gregory, who was in the area at the time, takes Jennifer in and names her Joshua, mentally replacing his dead son with her. He dresses her in boy's clothing and, because of his suicidal depression, pretends his son never died, keeping Jennifer named Joshua in a basement for half of a year. Eventually, a girl named Wendy found Jennifer through the basement window and helped her escape so she can join the orphanage Wendy lives at. She lives there for a while, experiencing the Aristocrat Club, and bears witness to the terrible happenings of the orphans, including sexual harassment, mild internal torture, and childish bullcrap that can scare a full-grown adult. All this while being Wendy's best friend. Then Jennifer finds a puppy, and everything goes to hell. The Aristocrat Club begins to severely bully her, seemingly for no reason, but Jennifer keeps strong to protect her new canine friend, Brown. Wendy, being the secret head honcho of the Aristocrat Club and having unhealthy and unrequited love for Jennifer, orders her members to kill Brown, hoping to bring Jennifer around. This is a bad idea, and proves to be such. When Jennifer sees a bloody bag presented by the puppy-murdering children, she flies into a rage and rightfully slaps the fuck out of Wendy before shaming the others for doing what they did. Wendy runs away and the other orphans attempt to reconcile. However, in a fit of desperation, Wendy fetches Gregory, dressing up as his son Joshua, and brings him to the orphanage hoping to get her status and power back. However, as one should expect when dealing with a mentally unstable man, things don't go as planned, and Gregory ends up killing everyone but Wendy and Jennifer. Wendy, realizing that she f***ed up, gives Jennifer Gregory's gun, and gets killed by Gregory immediately after. Upon seeing Jennifer and mistaking her for Joshua once again, Gregory snaps out of his murderous stupor and apologizes. Jennifer hands him the gun, he shoots himself in the head, and Jennifer is left alone once again to be found by the police, where her story is publicized by a journalist, and we get the satisfaction of knowing Jennifer remembers and will protect Brown in her memories.